Well, it's the 23rd of December, the eve of Christmas Eve, and this video I'm going to call Childhood Memories from Southampton to Newcastle. I'm very lucky because my mum's from Southampton and my father's from Newcastle, so I got the best of both worlds, and it's all about childhood. Now, as a kid in Southampton, we used to have lots of cold winters, but things I remember as a child, in the town centre we had a big toy shop called Jennings. So obviously as a kid, I think it was on a corner, Palmerston Road or something, you go in there, and for me as a kid it was like Star Wars had started, the first couple of films. So leading up to Christmas, it was always about the Star Wars, the Millennium Falcon, the Death Star, you know, what you wanted for Christmas. Absolutely brilliant. And then you talk about Christmas. Back then, we used to get snow. And Boxing Day, quite often we had snow. And we go to a point-to-point horses thing, with snow or frost. And you don't really see snow now. But the other thing regarding Christmas was, I was about, 18 years old. No, not really, probably about 10-year-old, and it's Christmas Eve, and I looked out my window and I saw Santa Claus and his reindeers flying through the sky, and I swore blind I actually saw it. But you know, as a kid, as kids do, you believe it. It's in your mind. And one of the daftest Christmases was, it was horrendous for me, mum. Middle of the night, I was excited. I went downstairs and I opened up all my presents. But the other thing was, I opened up my brother's presents as well. And my mum, she heard, and she was not happy. She obviously didn't rewrap mine, but she had to rewrap me two brothers' Christmas presents. And so, the things you do as a kid, absolutely crazy. But yeah, it was a good childhood, and it's like you learn your history about your area. So the village we brought up in, Hythe, we had a gadget called Christopher Cockerell, who was born there, lived there. And he's the chap who invented and made the hovercraft. Then you look in Southampton, you had Robert Mitchell. Not Mitchum the actor, but Robert Mitchell. And he's the chap who, the Spitfire, the Titanic sailed from Southampton as well. You know, so we got these different things. Also, we had Lawrence of Arabia lived in Hythe. So, you know, it's got its history. The Bargate, incredible. You know, when you look at the history of that. So, yeah, it's good memories. And then, my dad's first car was a Morris Minor 1000. And I remember up to Newcastle in the summer, it broke down. And so the car's being pulled behind us, and me being a silly idiot, we get towards the Tyne Bridge, and with the arch, I thought we were going over the arch, and I was like saying, what's going to happen to the car? Is it going to fall off? But that was great, going up to Newcastle, because I got to see all the family on my dad's side. That is awesome. We'd go down to the coast with my nana to Whitley Bay, Spanish City. And the Spanish City was when I first went on a waltzer, and man, I was screaming to be let off it. I hated it. I was petrified on there. But it was good times in Newcastle, and that. And Christmas again, like Southampton with Jennings in Newcastle, it's literally a department store. You got this Phoenix, and I couldn't believe it. It's like one floor like Debenhams. That's how I compared it at the time. If you don't know Phoenix, just full of toys And imagine, 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid walking around before Christmas looking at everything. It was heaven. That was in the days before your big, Toys R Us sort of stores. So that is good. And then I had my Uncle John, used to drive the wagons. And I remember once him saying to me, and he says, "Do you want to go to a concert?" And I thought he was saying, "Do you want to go to a concert?" And I said, "Yeah." I didn't realise he had a load to drop off in concert, and that I went to. But yeah, best of both worlds. And you look at the history I've learnt in Newcastle. Like, you got Stevenson, Earl Grey, the music that comes out of Newcastle, the Animals, bar Alan Price, of course, like Brian Johnson of AC/DC, you got Lindisfarne, and you look at Stings of Geordie, Brian Ferrier, Posh Geordie. That's great, the Stotties come from Newcastle. So I'm very fortunate, to have all these different childhood memories back in Southampton, learning the history and that. And then after I turned 18, it was a case of I got into watching Newcastle and ended up seeing them on over 80 grounds up and down the country. Now I'm in Spain, I'm watching on television, still getting excited and that, and one day I'll see us win a trophy. But yeah, childhood memories, think about it, look at your old photographs. I've got old photographs in the back garden in Hive, like my cricket gear on. I love it, you can't beat it, history. So yeah, what are your childhood memories? Are you fortunate to have parents from different cities or different countries? I'm quite jealous of people with different countries. That must be awesome. You learn. Anyway, just thought I'd share that and wish everybody Happy Christmas, Feliz Navidad, etc. and a healthy and hopefully peaceful New Year.